Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Size Non-Classic. This is episode number 528 and 436. I got two Conan trades. First up, it is The Chronicles of Conan, Volume 31, Empire of the Undead and Other Stories. Yeah, when I read this, I'm like, wow, this feels like familiar Conan to me because, well, I read the early stuff. Why? Because because we have the original writer of the series returning for the first time since issue 115. Which writer is that? Roy Thomas. Yep, the guy who wrote the first 115 issues for the series left, probably because he had enough writing the series for a while, and came back 100, and I think it was like 25 issues later. 26 actually, yeah, 26 issues later. This book collects issues 241, 249. And because he returned to comic, guess who also returns to comic? First time in a long time. Excuse me. Let's see if I can find her here. Yeah, it's none other than Red Sonja. Yep, Red Sonja. Yeah, it's been a long time. At this point, yeah, it had been a long time since she appeared in the comic. Now I'm looking it up here. Like the last time she physically appeared in the Conan Barbarian comic book was actually in 100. She was let's see. What the last time she worked with them was, let's see, was actually in 230, I think it was. Yeah, it was just before Roy Thomas came back to the book. Well, it's not exactly the correct thing. It probably had been a while because, well, Roy Thomas is back, so have Red Sonja team up with him. And she's in the book for a good period of time. She's in the book for at least for 10 issues. And then she's dropped from the book for no explained reason. And of course, the book ends 2 years later. Yeah, this is all about him. I mean, he's given command of an army, which he has for a good long while. And he also, well, I will talk about 250 in a minute, but yeah. I mean, first he works with Red Sonja to take down some king to steal his gold. That's really what the first 3 issues are in here. Yep, and turns out she's engaged to the guy, and then, like, right after that, and then we have them work with a pirate crew for a while, which is nice. Yeah, occasionally Conan, whenever he traveled with a crew. Kind of like a pirate crew in a way, but yeah. The weird thing about Conan is I don't think he's ever gone home. Nope. Oh, there's a brief flashback of the traditional Red Sonja in her traditional bikini armor. Yep. Yeah, that's the armor she's most noteworthy for wearing. As a matter of fact, she was wearing it at the start of the current book that's published by Dynamite right now. Yeah, and they all face off against vampires. Yes, vampires. Not the sparkly prick people from Twilight. No, these are better vampires. Yeah, awesome action-packed stories for the most part. This is just really good. The fact that Conan gets back his groove with Roy Thomas back at the helm as writing. Nothing against the other people who wrote between Roy Thomas's first second of the book, but this feels really natural for Conan. And because this is so good, I'm going to get this book a 9 out of 10. Next up, we have Volume 32, The Chronicles of Conan, the second coming of Shuma-Gorath and Other Stories. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the artist who does this thing. Now, in 31, the artwork is done by, I can find the right page here. Here we go. It's done by Gary Hartnell and Mike Daughtry, with cover art by the awesome Tom McFarlane and Scott Williams. Yep, that does the cover art in here. Yeah, I believe this is a Tom McFarlane cover. It's really good. Yeah, besides the fact Tom McFarlane is known for creating Spawn and Venom, the guy is a really damn good artist. Though he hasn't drawn. The last time he did any artwork for Spawn was issue 200. Yeah, that was last time. With this one, aside from Roy Thomas on the writing for this thing, with Sandy Pudick, who also is the artwork, who does the artwork in here, with Mike Daughtry on the artwork, Tony Zagila, and Dave Hoover. The artwork, the cover art is done by Steve Lytle. In issue 250, yeah, it's a double-sized issue. Why not? Because 250. And two noteworthy things happen in this issue. One, Conan has sex with the princess he basically is the commander for. And two, he names Red Sonja one of his captains. And after 250, she's dropped from the book. And also, we also get a chance to see the return of that sorcerer who's known for associated with Red Sonja. If I can find him. I know he's in this book. I know I just saw him in here. If I can find him here. I know he's in here. A sorcerer who... Okay. His name is Shuma-Gorath. Yeah, that is his name. There's a particularly good storyline. Yeah, when Conan runs to him, it's like, how can this be possible? You died 10 years ago. Yeah, and this reference, and there's a good editor's note here. It says he died back in Conan number 15. That was back in the 70s. And here he is. Shuma-Gorath. Yeah, this weird-looking sorcerer. Yep. Despite the fact he showed up a lot in Conan, he's a Red Sonja villain. Because they feel like it. Yep. Well, it's great the fact that he also even get a chance to briefly work with Conan, which is nice. I think at one point even Jim Lee himself does some cover art for this series, which is nice the fact he does that. But yeah, these issues are also really good as well. And definitely does feel like Conan going back to classic form. Well, basically the way the style of the writing for it was the way it was done back in the 70s. Of course, I wasn't alive in the 70s, just I read the first 2 issues of the series, and I read other issues here and there, but Roy Thomas has always been one of my favorite writers, and I love his Conan stuff. And I enjoy his other works as well, but this is one of my personal favorite series he's ever written for Marvel. I mean, I love all his books for DC. I mean, my personal favorite book that he ever did for DC was All-Star Squadron. That was an awesome book. I just kind of wish DC would give that series more trades. But in the case of Conan, Dark Horse collected every single issue in trade of the original Conan the Barbarian series. Heck, they even collected his entire run for the book, like the first 115 issues, even the last 25 issues of the series. Which he wrote, they put in trade. As a matter of fact, there are 2 more trades after this, and that's it. Though they don't collect Volume 2 for some reason. Yeah, I'm a little curious of why. I mean, there was other miniseries published by Marvel, associated with Conan. Now, as for why in the world that the series got canceled 275, I have no idea. I have honestly no idea why in the world the series was canceled, though a theory is possibly maybe Marvel wanted to end it at that point, or 2, like it was with Judge American Hero, I think by the 90s, because Marvel was going to bankruptcy at that point, they probably canceled due to low sales. Yep. But by far, this is actually one of Marvel's longest running series, and it was actually one of the few that actually had reached 200 issues by the time of the 90s. It was actually, I think, was by far the only series that started in the 1970s that's still published by the 1990s. Yeah, it was by far the only one. While, actually, it was this one in Savage Sword of Conan. Though that one only lasted about 235 issues, while this lasted for 275. Yep. This is amazing. I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. Conan has always been a great comic to read. Now, I've read one of the Conan novels. I'll give my opinion about that in a minute. But yeah, in my honest opinion, when it comes to the difference between the Conan, how he's picked in the Conan novels and the comic version, here's the thing. I like the comic version better. The one in the novel, I mean, I read one of the Conan novels. Here's kind of the thing. The novel version of Conan the Barbarian is not interesting at all. He is just boring. Yeah, that is just my opinion. Other people may have their own opinions when it comes to Conan the Barbarian or Conan the Cimmerian, whatever you try to call him. I prefer to call him Conan the Barbarian because that's what the original comic was called. And also, the original Schwarzenegger film was called Conan the Barbarian. Heck, even the remake of that film was also called Conan the Barbarian with Jason Momoa as Conan himself. But I always prefer the comic version better because it's a little more interesting. You have a pretty good idea what the heck is going on. Now version is just boring. Yes, that's just the problem. Of course, I only read one Conan novel. I'm interested to read other novels, but just that after that one novel, I'm just not really interested at the moment to read any more Conan novels. Now, nothing against the original creator, but the comic version is better. That's just my honest opinion when it comes to the matter. All right. So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for more episodes. I think I have probably about. I think next time I'm probably gonna do like an Avengers one. It depends when I get done with the trades I've got with me right now. Depends when I get done with them. Right now, I'm reading some Inuyasha right now. I have exactly 100 chapters left to go for that series, and then I'll start watching the anime. Yep, which will probably next couple weeks. I may get a chance to start watching the anime. Right now, I'm watching Shaman King. I finally start watching that series last night, and I got through the first 2 episodes. Now, why did I stop at 2 episodes? Because it was getting really late. That's the only reason why I stopped. I will do more, or will watch more episodes of that today after I finish up reading new comic books. All right. As for when we do my first part review of it, I don't know. That just thing. I honestly don't have any idea. It could be tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow could be possible, but it just depends exactly when I get a chance to get through it. And I will talk about the stuff with the series. Alright? But until we see my next video, bye.